coming out of the old hairpin.
Oh no!
JC's going to send it? You bet he is. Oh, look at the Aston, just with the nice little battle here. Carrying huge speed through the crater curve.
Aston runs wide and he's in the grass.
Oh, there's a bit of contact.
Oh, almost side by side through there.
Hello and welcome everyone. This is Season 4, Round 9, the final round of the season. This is for Pro. We are at Imola this week. My name is Nick and I am joined by the one and the only Nige Guns. Nige, my man, how are you going tonight?
Good, Nick. Great. Good to be here. How about you?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I like this circuit. So it's an Enduro. I think it's the one and only Enduro for the season. So we've had sprint races, we've had normal races. Now we've got the Enduro to finish it off. And I couldn't really think of a better circuit than to do 90 minutes of racing around here tonight. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a cracker. It's a little bit sad because it's the last pro race of the season, but we've got next week before we finish it all up for season number 4. On to season 5 next time. Next, whatever it is, it's this year, I assume. I'm not too sure. Those details are for someone else to worry about. All right, cool. So let's have a quick look at last time around Laguna Seca. It was a couple of weeks ago. It was that man from Brutal Racing. It was Slambo Baggett who took home victory in the Porsche. So it was a cracking race from him. Vic Chan once again, and a River Runs. They're two names very, very familiar to see up the front there. Wheezy Weston back in form, P4, so great result for him. HSV for ICR, so another strong result for HSV. Then you got Ty Morgo and Brenticles for P&L, Pagnan Next Level Racing in 6 and 7 and a couple of Bentleys. Then it's the Mercedes of JJ Penguin for Gamesman Racing Team. Another P&L boy, Eagle Wind in the Bentley, Burrow Dog rounding out the top 10 for GRT. What were your thoughts on last time around? It was a cracker. It wasn't too bad. It was a bit of a cracker of a race with Slambo getting up and some sort of late race pitting strategy going on there.
Yeah, Slambo had awesome pace in the Porsche and he didn't hook it all up in quali, so he started P3, but he got the jump on Vic at the start and then got past River early on and blitzed it. Just had awesome consistent pace. Thoroughly deserved what was that, his second win of the season. Yeah, cracking effort from Slambo, and yeah, absolutely spot on. His second win of the season for BHR. Let's have a look how the championship standings are sitting, because I see a little bit of activity in the chat. Firstly, hello and welcome to everyone as well. Paul Ince says, hey boys, say hi to Nige from Incy for me. So Incy's saying... He's in the house, nice.
He's in the house every week, Paul Ince. So
yes, he is.
Yeah, he's a good man. He's a regular viewer. All right, so let's have a quick look now at the... Oh, hang on. Where's my... Hang on a second. Hang on. This is... All right, let's go. Oh, it's down the bottom there. That's right. Here we go. All right. So just getting my buttons all sorted here. So here you go. So this is for the Drivers' Championship at the moment. So it is going to be tight. We'll get to it get to it momentarily. It's a... We're not really going to know who's wrapped it up until next week once that race is all completed. But I'll give you a bit of insight into who's where and all that sort of stuff. And it's pretty much coming down to 4 guys, essentially. So as you can see on the screen there, it's Footner, who's out in front there. Vic Chan in P2, Stuka and a River Runs. You will notice there's a lot of green there. It's all green at the top by one of your boys, the ICR boy of Vic Chan. So he's the thorn between 2 roses there. But that's pretty much where the championship is at the moment. So Footner is just out a little bit ahead of Vic. And then you got Stu Carr and a River Runs followed very, very closely there. The championship picture, though, Nige, I'm going to try and walk through this. I don't know if you saw this graphic as well, and we only just spoke 5 minutes ago, so I haven't run this past Nige. He's a bit in the dark, but I'll try and put something in the chat. You can't put pictures in the chat, can't you? Maybe I'll put something in the Discord chat. But it's pretty much Footner is on 165, Vic Chan on 157, and a River Runs on 151. Footner to win the championship. There is about 11 or 12 different kind of scenarios, pretty much, that we can go through. So I'll put something in the Discord chat tonight. But pretty much if Vic Chan wins, I believe he's pretty much got it all booked in and sorted. I think Footner would have to put in a victory next week. But we'll have to wait and see. That's kind of where it all stands. So I kind of went around in circles there and got nowhere, but that just is what it is.
I'll help you out, dude, and I can clarify that the driver's title does get awarded for the pro room. So Stu and Footner are battling for an overall, but it's in the stats. But the actual driver's title, they must be in the pro room. So that means it's Vic and River. Vic needs to finish within 7 places of River to take it out. And River's obviously going to need to 8 or better places at the end of tonight's race to take it out.
Beautiful. All right, that's much better articulated than I did. So thank you very much for saving me there, Nige. Let's have a look at the all-important teams championship, and we'll let it do its thing. So this will be the final one. So this will be the longest one of the season. So we see Cameron Footner in the chat there. His ears were burning. So hello to him. Hello to everyone else out there as well. Troy Britnell is in the chat. Andrali as well. So hello and welcome to all of those guys. Thanks for popping along and watching us tonight. So we've almost got to the end here. So BHR looking in a very, very strong position. I love the little touch there as well on the championship board. It's got the ICR champion in Season 2. Season 3, it was BHR. What about Season 1? Who won in Season 1, Nige?
Mate, there was no Season 1. Season 1 was it was simply just a whole dummy run. So there was no teams championship for Season 1. JJ won the drivers. But yeah, Season 2 is when the teams championship kicked off. So I'm very proud to say that ICR were the inaugural teams champions. And since then, BHR last time out, and River was the drivers champ Season 3. So we'll see if BHR can go back to back, and it will take an absolute disaster from the BHR boys tonight and next week if they are going to lose it. I can't see any way that is going to happen.
It's going to be pretty difficult, but this is sim racing, so anything could happen. Let's have a quick look at the circuit. We're about 30 seconds away, so we'll do a quick flyover. This is provided by the one and only JJ Penguin as well, so thank you very much to him. What are your thoughts on the circuit, Nige? You've been here before in person as well, so you've got a little bit of inside information.
Mate, this is one of the greatest tracks in the world and has got such a good history. Held in, it's actually the Grand Prix that's had 3 different names. It has been the Italian Grand Prix, the San Marino, and the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. But it's old school. Mistakes are punishable. Just small mistakes can be very, very punishing on the clock. And there are so many good corners. It's one of the few tracks that I wouldn't change anything. Like, even though it's got 3 chicanes, they're all fantastic, high entry speeds. And this is a special place. There's a lot of history, not all of it positive. Some of it very, very sad, but it's a legendary place with a great atmosphere. Yeah,
and on your point there with the chicanes, it's a circuit. It's a fast succession of demanding corners, broken up by chicanes, which is one way that it was described that I saw earlier in the week. All right, guys are getting underway, so we might just cut that track the track walk short there for a moment. We'll get to the racing because these boys are about to make their way out onto the track. Alright, cool. So, who we got out here? So I think a River Runs is going to lead us away. But yeah, I think keys to the circuit around here tonight are going to be, as we watch a River Runs making his way through Tamburello, is how willing you are to ride the curbs. Setting the car up. They got sort of those little mini sausage curbs, if you like, in the middle of a lot of the corners, especially around turns like you've got through Tamburello, Villeneuve as well, and through Alta as well. So Alta is one of the hardest turns on the circuit, and also there's a lot of sand on the side of the circuit as well. So that can really bog you down on the exit of some of the turns. And it's pretty much the equivalent to putting your foot on the brake as well. So it does slow you down significantly. And it is important making sure you sort of, it can drag the car further across. So making sure you're managing that as well. And yeah, it's 90 minutes. It's a bloody long time. I think most people would have worked today. So that little, the endurance part comes into it, the fatigue at the end. Will we see anyone get a little bit desperate, throw it down the inside, make a big lunge? We'll have to wait and see. But that would be the keys to the circuit. Would you add anything else in there, Nige?
Mate, absolutely. The curbs, anything that's got the Italian tricolor colours on it, aim for it. But anything yellow, stay well away from it, except at the Variante Alta, which the more you can use those curbs, and if you get a little bit of air, you can clear those sausage curbs. So the onboards tonight through that part of the track are going to be pretty spectacular. Yeah,
hitting those sausage curbs can be very you can be severely punished. The car can get airborne as well, so there are major repercussions. So a River Runs, he's about to begin his first lap. I think I saw it 1:41.8 was the fastest time in practice. So I think that's about, would you say that's about around the mark tonight, Nige?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't see anyone do a qualifying run in the practice session before the server got reset, so I'm not entirely sure what the quali times are going to be. But it is difficult to overtake around here, so qualifying is a premium, and the guy who's on pole is going to have an advantage on the inside under the run to Tamburello on lap 1.
All right, well, we've got a River Run, so he's going to be the first one, just coming through Minerali now. So yeah, Alta, it's classified as pretty much the hardest two turns on the circuit, the little chicane, and it's got the two bigger sausage curves through there as well. So previous races I've commentated here have seen a lot of action through there, so I dare say we'll probably see some tonight, especially with 18 cars out on the circuit all at once. As he just comes through, this is Rivarta now. So nice and smooth, easy on the power.
Yeah, I'd say he's still building the pressures up, but I'd say this is probably be a high 42. It looked clean, but I'd say he's still getting the pressures up. So 42.2, approaching Tamburello. He's going to top out at about 265.
Alright, this is Barters. He's about to hit the line now as well. In that Selby Acoustics Racing Lamborghini. What about Brenticles? I got a feeling about the P&L boys tonight. I don't know why, but I just got a feeling that they're in for a good performance. So we'll have to wait and see. More people in the chat as well. I think it was Bones Lightning was in there. I'm not too sure what his YouTube name was, but I did see him in there. So welcome to him as well. This is ROOZ coming across the line for GRT in that lovely looking Aston Martin. So he sets a time. We also have, that's already gone. Where are we? Aaron for Selby Acoustics. He sets the 8th fastest time right now. So a lot of drivers getting their first run out of the way. It's a short, sharp qualifying session. And then we'll be on to 90 minutes of Imola.
River on a very clean lap through the Variante Alta. Maintaining good speed. This looks very clean. So I'd expect River into the 41s on this lap. Heading down to Rivarta. Tricky braking zone, this one. You want to go late turn in. Reversa 1's a little bit slower than the second one. Nice and wide on entry for the 2. Open her up on the gas, and that looked beautiful. So River's looking really good in the Ferrari. Even if it is green, they'll be cheering it.
A 141.4, I think that was.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a quick time. That's super quick. It's,
And Vic's about 50 metres behind him on track, and he's 48 thousandths behind him.
It's super close already. So they've been inseparable for most of the season. And it's proving here in the season finale as well. They're not letting each other out of their sights. Here comes Riggsy. He comes across the line. There's Ty Morgo for P&L. So he's down in P8 right now. He doesn't improve. Oh, he does improve on his time. He goes P4. So nice lap from him. Wheezy Western. So he was fast in practice, you were saying, Nige. He had a good result last time out at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, I think the McLaren's actually doing really well around here. One suspicion for the McLaren potential weak point was that because it's so stiffly sprung and the chassis is so stiff that it can be difficult on the curbs, but it looks to me like the McLaren's got very good pace tonight.
Yeah.
And I'd expect Wheezy, hoping Brett will be up there as well. Vic's obviously on pace. But it actually looks to be very even in the BOP because you've got the Ferrari, the Macca, the Lambo. Ty's got good pace in the Bentley. I don't know if the Bentley's got the same outright lap 1 pace, but I'd expect it to have a very strong race pace.
All right, well, with 3 rear-engine cars occupy the top 3 spots right now as the River runs. He doesn't improve on his time. What can Vic Chan do in that McLaren? He doesn't go any faster this time around. Brett Mont's about to come over, but it's a River runs with a 141.4. He's currently on pole position as we have just over 7.5 minutes remaining here. Vic Chan following him, as well as Barters in P3. Eagle Wind up to P4. Who else do we have out there? We've got Riggsy as well. Lights on. Signature of Riggsy. Usually has those lights ablaze. And he's up there in P9. So nice result from him so far. He'd be looking to extract the maximum out of that front engine Mercedes. One of the cars in front of him though is this man here, Ty Morgan. He's about to go on another lap. Wheezy Western, let's see if he can improve. He's down in P16 right now. 2.2 seconds off the pace. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. All right, see, that's where he will remain for a little while longer. Kart number 1. I don't know if that is an approved livery there, but never mind. It's the last round, so anything goes, I guess. He is he's about to set off on a time lap as we've got 6.5 minutes remaining.
So good to have Kart back in pro in the Aston.
Yeah, he's on his time lap now. Here's Adman in the Porsche, commentator for AM1. He had a River Runs with him last week in Laguna Seca. And I have to say, it was absolutely pleasant listening. It was really, really good to listen to 2 drivers. Like, obviously, Adman's doing the commentating. But, you know, he's doing it from a driver's perspective as well as a River Runs. It was absolutely quite... So to really give you good insight, really very insightful commentary. So if you haven't checked it out, please do so. It wasn't a bad race either in the end.
No, it's awesome that those guys have hooked up to do the M1 comms, and mighty grateful that they'll be bringing all the action from next week M1 server through to everyone. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of us that get to kick back after the Pro and Pro-Am rounds to enjoy that. But yeah, they did an awesome job. That you're absolutely right. It was delightful to just sit back and enjoy the sights and sounds.
It was quite enjoyable. So look forward to doing that next week. What can Barters do? He's down there in P6 for Selby Q6 Racing. That Lamborghini doesn't improve on that time as we approach 5 more minutes of qualifying. This is round 9. This is the Pro Division Season 4. your commentators. My name is Nick. I'm joined by Nige Guns. Thanks for everyone for watching. Really appreciate it. We've got a lot going on in the chat right now. So hopefully you're all enjoying the racing.
4 minutes 40 left on the clock, and the JJ Pingu is heading out for his final run. But Pingu's got pace tonight. He's only 2 and a bit tenths behind River, and so the front three are pretty close. And then Wheezy, Ty, Barters, and Eagle, and even Brenticles is pretty close to those boys as well. So awesome to see that JJ's got that AMG smoking in the qualies lap.
Well, he needs a little bit of luck to go his way, I reckon, JJ, because he hasn't had much of it this season.
Yeah, but he's due.
He definitely is. He definitely is. So he's right up there at the moment in P3, only 2 tenths off. So fingers crossed he can have a good one. Where's 300? Here's Riggsy. Let's see if he can improve on his time from P10. Not on this lap around. So we'll keep an eye on him. Aaron, he's down in P15 right now in that Selby Acoustics Racing Bentley. As he approaches the line, let's see if he can improve on his time. He does. He goes 1 position better. So that's better than where he was. What about cart number 1? Now, cart number 1 here's Selby, I believe. It's hard to tell without with that delivery. There we go. All right, here comes River. He's just coming through Ravazza now onto the front straight. He's got his lights on as well. So track temperature 30 degrees, air temperature 23. It's just a bit cloudy is all. Does he improve on his time? No, not this time around. Admin. So yeah, go for it.
2 minutes 50 left on the clock. Vic and JJ are super close on track, and they've just exited Ravazza 2. So JJ is going to get a nice tow from Vic this lap. So we'll see if that's worth a few tenths to get him on the pole. He's already up.
Well, Vic's so JJ's going on a lap. Let's we'll jump on board. Do you want to walk us through a lap of Imola, Nige?
Yeah, through Tamburello. Is he going to have to lift through the third part? No, flat. So heading up to Villeneuve, this is super fast on entry. 4th gear, down to 3rd in the AMG, down to 2nd for the second part, 125 clicks. Slowest part, up to Tosa, slowest corner on the track. He's going to maintain about 80 clicks, 81, so that was quick. And they head up the hill, up to the Piratella, one of the greatest corners in all of motorsport. Slightly downhill, slightly off camber. Bit of the entry curve, he's run wide, invalidated from JJ. So he's going to have 1 more lap to get it done. But that's the Aqua Minerale.
Okay. Vic Chan was
heading up to the...
Yeah, Vic Chan was Vic Chan was just ahead. We'll jump on with Vic to pretty much finish the lap.
Yep, I'd say Vic's on
he's invalidated as well.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, so I would say all of these boys would know the corner that if they absolutely nail it, they'll be able to make a couple of tenths easily. It's that sort of track. So that looked to be Piratella for JJ and the Variante Alta for Vic, and just over a minute to go. So this is last chance saloon. I'm going to go on board with JJ.
All right, you keep an eye on him. I'll keep an eye on the rest. We'll see if we can catch up with JJ in a moment. But here comes Eagle. He's going to start his final run. So is this man here, Brent Mott. We'll see if he's winding up for a lap or if he puts one in. No, he doesn't. All right, who else do we have out there? We've got Brenticles. He's about to come across the line. So we're approaching T-minus 30 seconds remaining in qualifying for this 90-minute enduro. It's the season finale of Season 4. Who is going to take it out? We are going to find out in about an hour and a half.
JJ's in the wall through Villeneuve on the exit, so he's out of the running for pole.
Well, you know what? That's where Gilles Villeneuve crashed, which is why they named the corner after him in 1980. So he's joined pretty esteemed company there, old JJ. So he's up there in P3. Wheezy's 2 tenths behind him. They had a cracking battle at Laguna Seca in the closing moments of that one. So they're going to be close together once again as we've gone 000. So Cart comes across the line. He improves to go P17. Got a River Runs. He's out there. He's coming into the pits. So he's going to claim here another pole position. We'll see if Fly can improve. He's currently in P18. Got a few more cars out on the circuit. He doesn't improve on his time. And we've got car number 500. This is Vic Chan. So let's see what Vic can do. Can he take pole? Yeah, can he take pole position away from River?
Oh, he's just lost a little bit of time on the exit of Ravata 2. He's gone green and red a few times on this lap. I don't think it's quite enough.
No, he doesn't do it. So he's going to start on the front row, but it's going to be that man again, a River Runs, who's taken pole position. Congratulations to him. We've got a couple more cars trickling across the line, but that is qualifying done. And pole position for round 9 belongs to that man again, a River Runs. Congratulations to him. He's getting quite familiar up there at the front of the pack. Then it was Vic Chan, and the top 3 rounding out was JJ Penguin. So that's quite a first 3 cars on the grid tonight, Nige.
It's incredible. They all set their fastest laps in their first run. So when they were probably taking it a little bit easier, trying to nail a really solid banker, but the Tifosi will be going nuts. Ferrari on pole.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't even think about that. We've got one other Ferrari there. We've got Fly. We've got a Lamborghini in there as well. So the Italian heritage running pretty well through the league tonight. But it was a River Runs followed by Vic Chan, JJ Penguin, Wheezy Weston. So another great result for Wheezy. He's back in form. Eagle Wind and Ty Morgo, so the P&L boys. So I've got a feeling about them tonight. So they're up there in P5, P6. Then you got Barters in P7, Brenticles in P8. Last round's round winner, Slambo. He is in P9. P10 belongs to Fly. Riggsy down there in P11. So nice result from him. K-Man, I don't think we even saw him during qualifying. So he's down there in P12. P13 belongs to Bruce. Adman, he's down there in P14. Then you got Bounty in P15. 16th is Aaron. And then Brett Want. And it's cart number 1. Rounding out the grid for round 9. We're about to get 90 minutes of Imola underway. What were your thoughts on qualifying, Nige?
Nick, you called it, mate. The P&L boys, all 4 of them in the top 8. So Wheezy leading the charge in P4, but we've seen how impeccable their strategy has been the last few races.
Yeah.
So that's awesome to see. Mighty impressed to see JJ so close. Look at that. Wheezy has matched JJ's time. That's fantastic. So we are set for a ding-dong battle at the front tonight, and I still reckon that any of the top 10 could easily take this thing out.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at Fly was P18 at one stage. He's moved up to P10. So he's jumped up significantly in the up the grid. He's had a good, I think this is his first season in Pro. So he's had a good first debut season. Wheezy's had a bit of an up and down season. He's missed a couple of races due to illness. But he seems to be back in form tonight. So he'll be... he took home a podium in the first round of the season. So we'll see if he... I don't think he did... I don't think he came to that. So yeah, he took a 3rd in Snetterton race 2. But after that, it's been sort of slim pickings for him. A 4th last week in Laguna Seca. But before that was a D. And did not race for 2 rounds. And a 16th at Monza. So be a nice way to bookend his season. A couple of podiums if he can get up there. But... 90 minutes. It's a long way. All right, so you did touch on Nige. This track is steeped in a lot of history. Some of it really good, some of it not that good. It's obviously the biggest one, though, is around Tamburello. So 1994 is when the world of motorsport was pretty much shook to its core with the great man Ayrton Senna passing away on the same weekend that Roland Ratzenberger also perished at the circuit as well. So it does have some morbid history as well. I think PK, Berger, and there was one more who's had really big accidents there. That's why they changed it to the chicane. But yeah, it's tell us about your time at the circuit while these boys get their warm up lap underway.
Happily, Nick. 2001, I think it was. So I got to see Mark Webber win F3000 race.
Wow.
On the Saturday on that weekend, and Ralf Schumacher won the F1 race on the Sunday. The atmosphere in this place is incredible. The surrounding area, the parkland, is absolutely beautiful. To just go and walk around here, the way the sound of the engines gets trapped in the trees, and it's one of those places where the history is very tangible, and then of course you add the passion of the Tifosi, and it's just probably the most magical race experience that I've been able to experience, and heaps of really good memories from that weekend.
That would have been when they had the BMW engines in them, the Williams, the black and white livery. Yeah,
and the Michelin tyres, and Ralph was P3 on the grid, and he just absolutely blitzed the start, led into Tamburello on lap 1 and never looked back.
Was that when Schumacher and Montoya went at it as well at Tosa, I think, or that might have been another time, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it was definitely that at that within those couple of years when Ralph and JPM were the Williams drivers.
Yeah.
But I mean that was during the build up to Shuey's run of what was it, four in a row?
I think it was, yeah. 4 championships.
5 in a row. Yeah.
Something ridiculous, and we thought we'd never see that again, but here we are, a guy looking to go his 8th championship. So
yeah, Max is the only one that can stop him from doing it.
And goodness gracious, is he putting up an absolutely cracking fight so far this season. So, but we're here to talk about Race on Oz. So enough of that. We're on just almost towards the end of the warm-up lap, so everyone getting themselves sorted. Hopefully everyone remembered their setups on the grid, and we can get this one underway. But a lot of P&L yellow in the front fruit.
So they'll obviously have their strategy good to go. They'll all have spoken, and they'll know exactly what they're going to do once they get through the first couple of corners. But these boys are ready to go. This is super exciting. It's been an awesome season of racing in pro this season for these boys, and I don't expect tonight to be any different, Nick.
All right, well, fingers crossed we get a good one. We get a good start. I'm pretty confident we will. I'm always impressed when they do this side-by-side manually. Week in, week out, it never goes wrong. Same's going to happen tonight. So once we hear the green from Klaus, we will go racing. So River Runs and Vic Chan are going to lead us away. We've got the camera on Vic, our championship contender. As they approach the line, waiting very, very patiently. It's a bit of a sort of it's a long run to the checkered line here as they approach it. There it is. Let's go racing. 90 minutes of Imola has begun. Looks like Vic Chan got a pretty decent start there as they come down into Tamburello for the first time, and it's going to be a River Runs who's going to lead them through. JJ and Wheezy go side by side. Eagle Wind and Ty Morgo managed to get through there as well. I can't see anyone that's going around. Oh, there's a car off. Oh,
Wheezy's off.
It's Wheezy.
Wheezy and JJ got side by side on the exit of Tamburello.
All right, I'll try and get to him in a moment. But it's a River Runs and Vic who've already separated themselves from the chasing pack, which is now led by JJ Penguin. So he's got Eagle Wind, Ty Morgo. That looked like it was Brenchicles going side by side with one of the P&L Bentleys there. I think that is Ty Morgo in front of him. He's followed by K-Man in another Bentley. And he's got Slambo, last round's race winner, right behind him as well. As we've managed to get a nice clean start on this one, except Wheezy Weston unfortunately ran wide there at the first turn. So he's had to regather himself, but doesn't look like he's too far off the back of the pack. So he'll have to work his way up through the field. He's going to have to do it the hard way tonight. But in the meantime, everyone has managed to get away nice and cleanly as they come down towards Alta for the first time, riding those curbs. So as much as they dare, make their way through. And they're going to go through Ravazza and complete the first lap in 90 minutes.
Yeah, so Wheezy lost out big time. He's all over Riggsy into Ravazza 1. Oh, and they've just done a good job to avoid contact. So Wheezy back in the pack, but he is obviously, he's got a lot more pace than the guys immediately around him.
And we've got pit stops already happening. So Ty Morgo and Brenticles. So we've seen this from Ty before.
Yep.
Brenticles has come in for his first stop as Wheezy, and this is Wheezy and Aaron going into Tamburello. So he's moved his way back up into 14th. So he's had a nice little recovery there. We'll keep an eye on him.
Run on Adman into Villeneuve, side by side. Addy backs out. That was a smart move, and now Bounty's going to get a run into Tosa. So good laps from Bruce. Bounty, can he go around the outside into Tosa? I reckon he's going to do it.
Yep, I think he is too.
So Addy's lost out a couple of positions there. And where is Slambo after all of that? So Slambo up to P7. He's on the back of K-Man. So they're all just going to have to sort themselves out these first couple of laps.
Yeah, so Wheezy's still tucked in behind Riggsy down there in P14. So he's got a little bit of cosmetic damage on the side of that car. But yeah, we've had the two pit stops from Ty Morgo and Brenticles. Seeing the... Oh, here's Wheezy. He's going to have a go.
Nice.
Yeah, nice move from Wheezy. So that car looks like it's pretty hooked up. Oh, that was Riggsy in the background. Was he almost on two wheels? I think I saw there. So we've already had a little excursion already this early in the race, but Wheezy moves himself back up into P13. In the meantime, Slambo. Oh, that was Fly and a couple others, but we've got more pit stops. So Eagle Wind, he's making his way into the pits, and so is K-Man. So he started in P12. He's making a stop. Who else do we have? Adman, Wheezy, Weston, and Aaron. So Wheezy, just ticking them all off. Adman, and who was the other one? It was Aaron. All right. So early stops happening. In the meantime, these two, have a look at these two. They have just cleared out. They're having their own private little battle tonight. This is Vic Chan and a River Run. So it's Bruce Hale Racing for a River versus the McLaren-powered ICR vehicle of Vic Chan. So they're just cruising out in front. They're 4 seconds ahead of JJ Penguin, who's followed by Slambo, and Fly has moved his way up into the top 5. So he's moved up 5 spots already. In the meantime, Riggsy and kart number 1, they're going at it as they make their way through. That was Piratella, and now down the hill into the very exciting part of the circuit, Aqua Minerale.
Yeah. Heading down to where the water is there, and carrying so much speed. That's the thing about all these corners. Like, you can carry so much speed in, and because most of the time there's a couple of apexes. You're trying to carry in as much as you can and then scrub it off before the second apex through all of these multi-apex sequence of corners, but incredible track. Barter's lost out through Tamburello in the last lap, and Bounty and Brett both got through. So Bounty's also made up a huge amount of places first couple of laps, but you're right, the first two, they are getting away.
Yep. So they're just a private little battle by themselves. As kart number 1, he comes into the pits. So the early stop for him on lap 3. All right, it's starting to spread out a little bit. K-Man, after he made his stop. Yeah, I was just going to say, making sure if they can let us know in the chat if the stream's still up. I can see it on my end. It says James Pierre Reid still on the end of session screen, so hopefully that's not affecting everyone at the moment. Yeah, I think it might just be James, unfortunately, so hopefully he can get his connection all sorted out. But K-Man, he's right on the back of the Porsche of Adman. We've got Burradog providing us some lap times. What an absolute legend.
Nice.
Saying River a 42.6, Vic a 42.8, JJ a 43.1. So
Yeah, that's quick.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Burra. And Sparky says looks good here. All right, so maybe it's just James might be having the issue. All right, this is K-Man. He's chasing down Adman. So it's the battle of the mans right here. It says Brenticles is a second down the road. There he is. Followed by...
So K-Man and Aaron both cleared Brenticles in that first round of pit stops. So I'm not sure what happened in the pit lane, but Eagle and Ty have executed that first stop perfectly, and they are the first two boys, P&L, to have made their first stop very early on, but not unexpected.
There you go. I called it, Nige. I called it. I said I've got a
Sure
feeling.
did.
I used to... all right, go for it. Go.
I was just going to say 3/10 at the front into Villeneuve, and these guys are continuing the battle.
They are all over it right now. So it is, I've just cut to Vic and River. So it's 3/10 between those two. Just having a look at the gaps throughout the field. It is pretty spread out because we've already had 8 drivers make a pit stop. So nearly half the field exactly have stopped already. So that started to spread it out a little bit. But it's the beauty of a 90-minute race is it will start to compress back up again as the strategies do play themselves out. Oh, no! That was Brett Watt. Massive snap of oversteer coming out of Tosa. So he lost a position to Barters there. And he almost turned it around. So good recovery from the Bruce Hale Racing driver there. But, yeah. It's all good. All right, let's do a little bit of onboard action. I think we've got some requests from people in the chat, and they're about to start a lap now. So I'll jump on board with Vic, and we'll be quiet for a moment. We'll let you guys just watch these two guys battle it out. Well, we better commentate this because it's a change for the lead. So, nice work by Vic. He manages to get past River. And River's going to give chase now. So, unfortunately, we'll just cut it there for a moment. But can River come back? We'll have to wait and see as they come through Tosa. So, is Vic going to be able to open up a gap here on a River? Looks like he's pulling away slightly already as they head up the hill towards Piratella. It's very cloudy. Doesn't look like weather's on the horizon, but maybe just very overcast.
Yeah, I'd say there's just a little bit more cloud cover than what we've actually seen, but it shouldn't make too much difference to the temperatures, and I don't expect any rain unless we really get something anomalous. And
there's a track temperature still 29 degrees, so it's still pretty healthy as we see River making trying to gain some ground under brakes as they come through Alta there. I'll get back to here. Hang on a second so I can just get it on a better camera. There we go. Alright. We'll get back to onboard a little bit later once it's a little bit more settled down. But just having a look through the pack here. Brenticles and Aaron, they're down in P15 and P16. They're giving chase to Adman in the Porsche for BHR. Looks like Aaron trying to have a bit of a go through Tosa on the Porsche driver. But at the moment, as we've gone 10 minutes already, it's Vic Chan from a River Runs, P1, P2, JJ in P3, Slambo in P4, Fly in P5. Then you've got P6 of Bruce, Bounty in P7, Barter's up there in P8, P9 is Brett Want, and rounding out the top 10 is Riggsy in that Games and Racing Team Mercedes. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Addy and Aaron.
I think he was just
to the very end, Alta.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron's got a little bit more pace than Addy at the moment. And K-Man cleared Addy on the last lap. So K-Man is now 5 seconds up the road from these boys. So Addy is struggling a bit. Oh, Aaron's off. He's just run a little bit wide, got a couple of wheels on the grass, but thankfully that sand is thick as chips, and that's pulled him up, and he continues on. But Brenticles has got past, and we know that Brenticles has got pace, so he's going to be the next one to be pressuring the green machine.
And it's just a little bit of pressure relief there for Adman, who was a little bit untidy through Aqua Minerale, which caused Aaron to close up, but unfortunately he made the mistake. So that's let Brenticles through. Aaron will have to regain his composure, get back in that rhythm, and see if he can get back onto the two cars in front of him. In the meantime, out in front, Vic Chan is a second gap between him and A River Runs. So it was around about... it's Aaron running wide again. That was coming out of Villeneuve into Tosa now. So it's a second gap between those two. The field is relatively spread out. So pretty big gaps everywhere. We'll have to wait for it all to compress back, but we've got plenty of time for that. Troy Britnell, ROOZ. Did you like that, Troy? Come on, man. Put in a bit of effort for that. Do you like the animation in it as well? Give us a thumbs up if you do. Just trying to add something new, you know. All right, maybe we can do a little bit of onboard now. Oh, no, we'll wait for Brenticles. We'll see if he can have a go.
River leads. River leads.
So did Vic make a mistake? Where is he?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I just jumped on board with River and there's no one ahead of him.
he was a second ahead. Now he's 1.2 seconds behind. So he's obviously had some kind of mistake. Does he have any markings on the car to give us a bit of a hint at what happened? He doesn't look like it.
No, he's probably into either Tamburello or Villeneuve. He's made a mistake, run a bit wide, lost a couple of seconds, but that makes the score 1-1 on the mistakes from the boys up the front. Vic runs wide on the Alta, so the pressure's on.
All right, well, what do they say? Pressure at either burst pipes or creates diamonds. So we'll see if these boys can shine like a diamond tonight as they come through Rivarza. So just a wheel on the sand there from A River going into the first part of the corner, but doesn't look like it held him up too much. But as you pointed out, Nige, that sand is extremely thick. So it does hold you up a lot. It is quite significant, the retardation of the car. So you want to try and keep the car off there at all costs.
Yep, say well and truly clear. I actually stayed on the east coast of Italy in Rimini, 20-25 k's from the track, and huge grains of sand, so, you know, almost like small pebbles, and that's exactly what they've used. Vic wide through Villeneuve, so River is just starting to pull a gap.
Yeah, well, it's 1.7 between them at the moment. Sorry, Nigel, you were going. You're on a bit of a roll there.
No. All good, mate. All good. This is so exciting. There's it's your last chance to get it on the win, and remember it. Vic, I know Vic is very, very keen to get it back on the top step after taking out the first 4 wins. It feels like it's been too long between visits to the top step for Vic, so he's going to just get himself to calm down. That was nice through the Variante Alta that time through. But yeah, JJ's not out of it. He's 5 and a bit seconds back of these two, and Slambo's pretty close to JJ. So Slambo's got good pace. Yeah,
so he's 2.9 seconds. So last time out in Laguna Seca, he was the race winner. Just having a look a bit down the field. Brenticles, he's just tucked in behind Adman, so they're down in P14, P15. So we'll keep an eye at the front, but in the meantime, we've got a little bit of action here. I think Wheezy Weston's just coming up on the back of these guys. Obviously, he's made his stop, and after that little incident on the first lap, so he's got some work ahead of him. Still got an hour and 15 minutes remaining, so a long way to go in this one. These guys are having a nice little battle down here for the lower positions. We'll just step away from these guys for a moment because you've got Bounty as well. So he's battling it out with Bruce. This is for...
And he runs wide through Aqua Minerale. Brenticles has got the run. He's through. Oh, and is Aaron going to try and make it through as well. Oh, they're super close. Wow.
Let's see what Aaron can do. So
And
we saw-
Wheezy's right there as well. So we got a battle pack.
Yep. So Wheezy's tucked in here. I dare say he's going to try and stick with him through Ravazza. It's a terrible camera angle going through there, unfortunately. See if Wheezy can get a run on him along the front straight into Tamburello.
He has too. Good. He got a great exit out of Ravazza too. And he's...
Here we go.
Oh, is there a little bit of lag in the room? And there's a bit of rubber banding on the main straight, but they're going to go side by side. I reckon.
Oh, make a little contact.
Yep.
Is he going to be able to pull it up? Oh, he runs wide. He runs on those sausage curbs, upsets the car a little bit. Just loses out.
No, they were lucky that they contacted early on into the braking zone, and they sorted themselves out before they got to the first apex through Villeneuve. So Wheezy's got pace, but he has been caught out early on, and he's still down in P17. So he's definitely going to be feeling a bit anxious, like he is losing time.
Well, this is when the mental side of it comes into it, isn't it? Where you got to keep your cool, stay composed. Just get in your rhythm and just work your way through. So he's got Aaron in front of him right now. And there's Adman. He's still right behind Brenticles. So those two are still very close to one another. So they go through Aqua Minerale. So named after, you touched on it, Nige, there's a river, a natural spring that runs just near that part of the circuit that produces spring water. So I think Aqua Minerale is actually Italian for spring water. So it's... not the most imaginative. It's no bumhole, no bomb hole, that's for sure. But it's not bad anyway.
Oh, mate, Bruise, Barters and Bounty. Oh, they go up the hill to Piratella. This is awesome stuff. So we're almost 20 minutes in, and this is shaping up to be a great race. Vic is closing in on River once more.
All right, so it's 8/10, or just under 9/10. But this is a nice little battle here between Barters, Bruise, and Bounty. It's the 3 Bs. Oh, Bruise runs wide.
Yep.
It's going to open it up for Barters. Can he get a run onto him into Alta? No. He's going to think better of it. That Italian Lamborghini. Oh, Bruise sort of pulls away relatively easy. He's got Bounty as well in the ICR Bentley behind him. So he'll want to just keep one eye forward and one eye on the mirror. It's 6/10 now between Vic Chan and the River Runs. We'll have a look at this little battle at the front here. We'll get back to Barters and Bounty. Every time I step away from it, something happens. So I'll try and flick between both of them and not miss anything.
There are battles going on everywhere. Added Man is 6/10 behind Brenticles into Aqua Minerale, and Aaron and Wheezy are still right there as well. So these guys are concertining throughout the lap, but it looks like Eddie's pace is starting to build up. He's probably just needed to burn some fuel off, maybe also taking it easy. So there's going to be a big difference in the strategy once we get to... Sorry, dude.
Sorry, Barters just ran wide at Villeneuve, and he's let Bounty through there. So he's just lost a position in that little battle pack that was brewing earlier. Sorry, go for it, Nige. I interrupted you there.
I was just going to make the comment on the strategy. So I'd expect most guys to change tyres, but if someone can make them last, you'll save yourself a huge amount of time by not taking tyres and just taking fuel. And if some of these boys have started very, very heavy, it is risky, but a no tyre stop is possible. Ooh, Barters wide through the altar, and we've lost one. Someone has just disconnected.
Ooh, who was that? That was... Ooh. Maybe one of our eagle-eyed viewers can let us know who that was. Here's a little bit of chopper cam for you there. The 3 Bs are still together, though. Bounty, Bruise, and Barters.
Yeah, we've still got 4 PNLs. So River and Vic, JJ Slambo. I'm still not sure who...
Let me... Cart number 1, he's there. Aaron, Brett Watt, I reckon, is the one who's dropped out.
Yeah. So
There you go.
lost the green machine, McLaren.
All right, so then there were 17. Still, that's a lot of cars. When I say then there were 17, we still got 17 runners, so that's good. But at the front is Vic Chan. He's close up to within half a second of the Bruce Hale Racing green Ferrari of a River Runs as they make their way through Aqua Minerale now, avoiding those yellow little mini sausage curbs, I like to call them. I think of them like they're little mini Frankfurters instead of the big ones.
That's a perfect description. Vic's super close on braking into Alta, and of course it is very easy to run wide, so I do expect track limits possibly to come in it and potentially be a race deciding factor tonight.
Okay. Well, they'll have to make sure also. So I was commentating the Go to Woe race last week, and Big Les, I don't know if Big Les is watching, he was in a great position, and then he took 2 really, really long pit stops and found out that he accidentally changed brakes as well in the pit stop. So cost him a good result. So hopefully no one replicates that tonight. But it's such an easy mistake to make, and can cost you dearly. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Big shout out to Big Les as well as we watch Vic Chan having a look now at a river as they make their way through Villeneuve for the run into Tosa. He's taking some different lines.
River's going very defensive. It kind of surprises me that he's going as defensive, and that was what led to, they're very close.
Here
up
he
to
goes.
The Purcell. River on the inside, defensive line, makes the corner a lot tighter. Vic should be quicker on the exit. He's just lost out a little bit with the crest and probably a bit of aero wash. River wide into Aqua Minerale. Vic late on the brakes. This is the best ding-dong we've seen all season from these boys.
Yeah. True.
This is an awesome race.
Yeah, just going at it. These two. So Vic looks very eager. Be keen to know. River runs very wide there through Alta as well. So he went over a lot of that the sausage curb. He's managed to maintain a nice little gap though between that ICR McLaren. But yeah, this is like you said, Nigel. River
wide.
Yeah.
Yep. So Vic will be licking his lips seeing all these tiny little mistakes. And it was into the exit of the first chicane.
Here we go.
Vic got past last time, so
Yeah.
here we go again. River going defensive. Vic will brake early and get a run on exit. He's lining him up. This is exactly the reap. River learned
He's
his
got to go.
lesson
Here he
from-
goes. Here he goes.
Got him.
Yeah,
Got him.
nice work, Vic. That was an absolute delight to watch.
I thought River might have actually just pulled it up and kept it in the middle of the track and prevented the move then, but that just goes to show you how fair these boys race. It's like, yep, after you, I'll get you back next lap.
Yeah. Well, it's all about patience as well in a 90-minute race. We've only gone 25 minutes out of the 90, so plenty of time left, and you're not going to win it now. All right, so we've had a change of the lead. Vic Chan now leads from the River Runs. These two guys way out in front, just enjoying their own little battle. In the meantime, at the in P6 and P7, it's Bruce and Bounty. Those two are going at it right now. Gamesman Racing Team versus ICR. Bartis has dropped off this little pack here significantly. He's 9.2 seconds behind, so he's not too sure what happened to him. He might have had a little moment. Riggs is down there with him as well. And having a look at Wheezy, so he got past Brenticles. He's 7.7 seconds behind K-Man in P12, so he's got it all ahead of him as well. And Stuart Barkley saying it was a nice pass. It was indeed. Gary Windsor, fantastic racing. He's encouraging Vic as well. Great work, Vic. Stuart Barkley saying track limits will get a few, I reckon. I think so.
Yeah.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Sir Mix-a-Lot Margarita. Big Les cracked due to pressure. Maybe he did.
He called it.
The pipes burst last week, so we'll see if he can make up for it tomorrow night as they go around the Hungaroring, I think it is. So that'll be a good one. But yeah, so as we approach a third race distance, we've got how many drivers? So we've still got the 8 drivers. So we had 8 drivers pit within the first 3 laps of this one. And the rest of the field all yet to make their first stop. So it's only stopping for fuel. Tyres not mandatory. But as he touched on, Nige, that it'll be interesting to see if there is any tyre changes. As it's still only 2 stops. It's not 3 stops as I thought it was earlier. It's only the 2 stops still required. Obviously, fuel is mandatory. Tyres is optional.
It wouldn't surprise me if someone just risks it and they're like, okay, if they're in a nice groove, got a nice rhythm, and just take the one set of tyres and just see if you can inherit a whole bunch of positions in the back end of the race. Addy and Aaron continue their battle. So Aaron's doing a good job. It looks like the Bentley's really good capacity to sit in behind the other cars.
Here we go.
Yeah, super tight entry for Aaron. That time into Tamburello. And Bounty's close again, Bruce. So the Bentley and the Aston. A run down to Ravata. So the Bentley looks pretty stable in race conditions. Oh, Bounty went deep that time into Ravata 1. He's lost a bit of time.
Doesn't run wide on the exit, so he's able to take that, keep that momentum.
So JJ with a slow last lap, a 43.7. His quickest is a 42.999, and Slambo to within 3.5 seconds of JJ in P3.
Alright, we haven't spoken too much about JJ. He's having a bit of a lonely race, isn't he? He doesn't have anyone close to him, either in front or behind. Might cut to him in a moment. It's Bounty. He's just dropped off slightly behind the back of the Aston Martin of Bruce. Where is he, JJ? So here he is. Meanwhile, at the front, also Vic Chan. He's 1 second now, the gap between him and Vic Chan up there in P1, P2. And this man here, JJ, he's 9.4 seconds behind the front 2. And then he's got Slambo Baggin behind him by 4 seconds. So to see the Bruce Hale Racing Porsche just lurking in the background there. But yeah, he's got some clear air. So he'll be able to put in some strong laps and see where he's able to come out at the end of this one. So he's one of the drivers that has not pitted yet. Track temperature. Ooh, as we watch Aaron, we'll get to this in a moment. This is back into turn 1. So he was looking to put pressure on Adman earlier, the previous lap. So those 2 will remain in that position, but 27 degrees. So I think it's dropped a couple of degrees already in the first half an hour.
And it is going to continue to get cooler. The ambient continues to drop off. So the sun probably has set by now, and it will get a little darker. And of course that means the lap times will get quicker, especially as the fuel comes down and the track rubbers up. 42.327 is the fastest lap of the race from Vic. He did a 42.7 last time out, and the last lap for River was a 43 flat.
Well, that's, as we see Aaron running a little bit wide through Aqua Minerale, but it's 1.2 seconds now, the gap between Vic Chan and a River Runs up in front. And that gap is still stabilised between JJ Penguin and Slambo as well. So those 2 just having a little bit of a lonely one right now, but they will, I'm sure they'll be thankful for that. They're not caught up in any incidents right now. But in the meantime, these 2 cars are the closest on the circuit. We'll do a quick little rundown as we've gone the first half an hour of this one. But Vic Chan and a River, they're out in P1, P2. JJ Slambo, 3 and 4. Fly, having a good race. Well done to him. He was down in P18 in the last moments of qualifying. Started P10. Moved himself up into P5 in the Ferrari. So he's having a good one so far. So is Bruce down there in P6. Bounty just behind him. And the third B, Barters in P8. Riggsy and then Eaglewind D-Roll. He rounds out the top 10. He's followed by his teammate Ty Morgo. They're first of the cars to have made their stops. As we see Aaron having another look again. No, he can't quite get it done. So he may be growing a little bit impatient with that green machine in front of him as they make their way through Tosa. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how this one eventuates. But yeah, Eagle Wind and Ty, both on very, very similar strategies. So both pitted within lap 1 and lap 2. They're down there in P10 and 11. So there'll be 2 cars, the P&L boys, to look out for as we go for the next hour, just under an hour of this one.
Yeah, they've all settled in absolutely nicely, as you say. Oh, and Riggsy's into the pits for his first stop. So this is going to be interesting to see whether some boys will be splitting this into 3 half-hour stints. I'm just going to keep an eye on Riggsy for how long he's stationary. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on all the pit stops and get a really good idea of what everyone's strategies are. So
Stuart Barkley says the Merc needs about 170 litres of fuel. Be like driving a milk truck. I have to agree with you there. Wouldn't be terribly enjoyable. K-Man, he's coming through now. So he's got Riggsy up the road from him. No, Riggsy's in the pit. Sorry, my mistake. He's got Wheezy Western. So Wheezy started there in P4. Had a little bit of side-by-side action with JJ coming through Tamburello on the opening lap of this one. He dropped back there. He's already pitted for his first stop. He's starting to make up some ground. He's down there in P12 right now. And he's got K-Man up ahead of him. But about 3.5 seconds down the road. So he's got a bit of ground to make up. But K-Man has also, he's made his stop. Brenticles, Adman, Aaron, Riggsy and kart number 1 are all the other drivers who've made a stop. Sparky, Audi needs 165 for the full race. There we go. So I didn't, as Wheezy getting a little bit untidy through Aquaman O'Reilly. So thank you to everyone for their input as well with the leaderage. That's I didn't do my homework this week for that one. So I'm going to rely on you guys out there, and you're doing a stellar job of it so far.
So Riggsy was stationary for about 8 or 9 seconds and then had to get out of the gas on the run into Tosa to let the 2 leaders by. So Riggsy was running in the top 10 before his first stop, and so the leaders have already started making their way past the guys who have already done their first stops. JJ steadily dropping back a little bit more, but Slambo kind of dropping back about the same margin. In fact, Slambo's dropped back by almost another second from JJ. Closest battle on track, Aaron and Adman.
Yeah, Aaron's had a few goes, and we've seen this repeated about 3 or 4 times so far, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe a little bit of frustration might start creeping in soon. As he tries to get past that Porsche of Adman. One of only 2 Porsches in the race at the moment. Paul Ince, reckon the Aston would be less than 150. Yeah, so we've got Bentley 135 litres. Riggsy took 30 litres. Thanks, Sparky. Look at the inside of our eagle-eyed viewers, Nige. How good are they?
Nice. Yeah.
They're giving us lap times. They're giving us leaderage. Hey, it's like we've got a little back of office team working for us right now. Thank you to everyone for the input. I hope you're all enjoying the stream as well. As this is round 9, final round of season 4. As
Aaron closing up on Addy yet again.
See what he can do. He's looking to go up the inside at Alta. Look at those big sausage caps. They're intimidating, aren't they, Nige? They're obviously yellow and bright yellow, but yeah, very intimidating.
And the way they hug the inside of that corner, it's exactly where you want to chew, bite a whole bunch of it off. But if you're slow enough, I'm convinced that the more speed you carry through and get the front end a little bit airborne, you just clear that sausage on the inside just a little bit more, and it means you can. You have to be obviously a bit careful getting back on the gas, but it is possible. All
right. Well, it's that risk versus reward, isn't it? It's You hit it just perfect, it's the reward. But if you don't hit it right, here's Aaron. He's run deep a few times through there. We've seen as he's trying to make his way past Adman, who's doing a sterling job, by the way, of keeping him behind that Porsche. So he's no mug. Oh, there we go. He's made a mistake. One too many. Coming through Villeneuve, so he's hit the curbs. We're riding on board with him. Set the car airborne. Doesn't manages to relatively get away with it. Adman, he's
It off the wall. That was the important part.
That was about as good as it could have gone for him, really. There, that's a little bit of relief for Adman. Wheezy Weston, he's right behind K-Man in that Bentley now for SAR as they come through Alta. So he's making his way back up through the field. K-Man, he's another one. He's no mug either. One of the ROOZ veterans, the captain of Selby Acoustics Racing. He's a bit of a legend around, legendary figure amongst ROOZ people.
Sure is. Speaking of legends, unfortunately not a great lap from JJ last time round. It was a 45.3 and Slambo closing in, so some of those infamous AMG imbalances potentially coming to the fore, and JJ's pushing a little hard and he's just got caught out somewhere on the last lap.
Well, Wheezy's pushing a little bit hard at the moment as well. Hard enough to get past K-Man, so he sent it into turn 1 through Tamburello, and he was able to do it, so he moves his way up into P11. Let's have a look at JJ. So he's 14 seconds behind a River, and Slambo's only 3 seconds behind him. Can we see him in the background? Yep, we can, as he comes through Ravazza. So he's obviously had a little bit of a mistake, Nige, you'd say. And, it's cost him a bit of time.
Yeah, 45 lap time means that he's had a real run wide, potentially spending a little bit of time on the beach, and he's gathered it up though. Can't see any damage, so he'll continue on.
All right, so we've got Cameron Footner. Riggsy probably first to take tyres. Everyone else is splash and dash. Tyre stop's about to start. Should be interesting. All right. So Cameron Footner is predicting tyre stops to happen very, very shortly. In the meantime, let's see if I can get some action on the screen. Aaron, he's trying to make up some ground again on Adman, so he's going to have to start it all over again. There's no worse feeling than that, is there? You've worked your way up behind a car, make an attempt, it goes wrong, and then you have to start all over again. It can be a little bit disheartening sometimes. But he's got that. That's what he has ahead of him right now. It's 2 seconds between a River Runs and Vic Chan. So those two out in front. And the rest of the field relatively strung out once again. So we'll find the race with a little bit of a lull. But maybe we can go another lap of Vic Chan. We'll see if we can jump on board with him now.
We've lost Slambo.
Oh, no!
Disappeared completely.
That means Fly is up there in P4. All right.
That sucks. That really sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
He was in contention too, Slambo.
Yeah, he sure was. That's a terrible way to round out the season for him, because he's...
That does suck.
What he and Addy have done in that Porsche this season has been sensational, and, we'll be a little bit worse off having lost him tonight.
Yeah.
So Fly up to P4, Bruise P5, and Bounty P6.
Yep, and then it's the 3Bs still together. Barty, Bounters, and Bruise. 5, 6, 7. I didn't say them in the right order, but anyway, they're there on the left-hand side of the screen if you want to check it out. As this is Vic Chan. So do we see a little bit of sun starting to peek through? Track temperatures at 26 degrees. It looks like the weather forecast is indicating that we might see a little bit of weather. Air temperatures 22 degrees. Still 4-kilometre winds, so just blowing some of that cloud away. Might start to see the sun peeking through those clouds as we approach almost the halfway mark. 4 minutes away from halfway, and the sun is coming out. So that's no better time. Let's jump on with Vic Chan. Let's do a lap with this man. We'll find the third time's a charm. We'll see if we can get one done with him. I'll be quiet. We can watch the man do his work.
Oh, his last lap was a 42.342, so 2/100 slower than his quickest outright. He's just done a 42.8. And he's coming up to the battle, Aaron and Addy, so that's the last thing he wants to see.
He'll want to try and keep clean air. So we saw at Laguna Seca that it was the dirty air played a bit of a part during the race. River and Vic were talking about that in the post-race interviews. So I dare say it would probably be similar around here as well. And that's Adman and Aaron going at it. I'll get to them in a second. Bardas is in the pits. Bardas is in the pits.
And it wouldn't surprise me if we saw Vic come in. I don't think he can afford to get held up by these two boys because he'll know that they are in a very close battle.
Alright, we'll jump to them. It's only 6/10 between those two as they come through Rivarza. I think I heard a bit of sand. Oh, here we go. So Adman, he's coming into the pits.
Vic's
And
in.
so is Vic. Alright, so Vic and Adman coming into the pits on lap 24. Almost approaching the halfway mark as well. And that'll be
River
Adman's.
leads.
Yeah,
Yep.
that'll be Adman's second stop too.
So Vic will be hoping that Ad's got a long stop so that he can actually come out ahead. And
Yeah.
they're about 3 or 4 pit boxes ahead of each other. So we'll get a really good shot and see who is underway first.
So they're still in there, still stationary. So JJ's gone through. Let us know when they're going again, Nige.
No, this is long. It looks like they both might be taking tyres. So I think Footnar's called it. Vic is underway. I don't know if that was long enough for tyres.
So Adman's going.
I'll keep an eye on Vic's lap time next time by.
Yep.
But I'd say Addy's definitely taken tyres.
Okay, so Adman tyres and Vic, you think maybe not?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. Alright, here's Ty Morgo. He's coming through now. So Adman will be just ahead of him, so he's going to be able to jump him. Yeah, he is. So he's able to sneak through there, Ty Morgo. So those P&L drivers, Eaglewind, Ty Morgo, and Wheezy Western, they're P7, 8, and 9. Both having completed both of their stops. So they're looking very strong right now for P&L. I think someone in the chat as well pointed out with Slambo gone, that helps P&L. That was Andrali who pointed that out. With the helps out with the team championship. Here's River. So he's making his stop now. He's responded to Vic Chan.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting.
So Vic's just coming through Aqua Minerale. Let's see, and then JJ, he's coming through, so he'll inherit the lead. He's yet to make his stop. Here's his teammate Fly. He's going to come up into a top 3 position right now. It's the Games and Racing team. P1, 3, and 4. Bounty goes through. Where's Vic? So he's about to come through Rivarza. Where's the River? River's going. River's on the
Super
move.
short stop from
Yeah.
River. That was very, very short. That was about 5 or 6 seconds.
Definitely no tyres in that one. And here goes River. So he's able to stay in front. He's able to get out in front of Vic Chan, who's just coming up the front straight now. So he'll obviously be a little bit vulnerable for this opening lap until his tyres get up to pressure. But he's got a pretty healthy gap between him and Vic. He'll be pretty happy with that. And Eaglewind right on the back of that McLaren now from ICR.
Isn't that interesting? So Vic had a huge lead. What we thought to he and River had a big lead over everyone else, but Eagle has had awesome race pace to now be within 1 second of Vic.
Yeah.
And well, I'm not entirely sure what their strategies will be from here on in. We might see Eagle into the pits very soon, and I wonder if Vic is going to get his stops done nice and early. See, someone might actually be waiting until later in the race to change tyres when the track temperature starts to drop, and if they have fresh tyres and they absolutely nail the pressures, they'll be very, very quick in the last half an hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, it's going to be timing, isn't it? Getting your strategy right and timing it with track conditions. And we see the sun is starting to peak out a little bit more now. Track temperatures at 25 degrees, air temperatures 22. And I say the wind's blowing at 5 kilometres, so enough to move that cloud away. So the track is
very clear. Bathing sunlight.
Yeah.
And happy to report, JJ leads. He's got Barters off ahead of him on the exit of Villeneuve, but makes it through cleanly. But always good to see JJ out front.
Yeah, I think he'll be enjoying this. He's had an up and down season. He's had a bit of bad luck throughout. But yeah, he's leading this one. He's got Barters just behind him, but that's not for position. Here's Eagle Wind. So he's making his second stop now with still 42 minutes remaining. So nearly half of the race remaining for this one. And he's going to make his stop. And Wheezy, the other P&L driver, he's making a stop too. So the P&L boys coming in, cart number 1. He's making his second stop. So the drivers that pitted early are now starting to come in for their second stops. As Wheezy just has to navigate around his teammate there. Stops behind cart number 1. He'll make his stop. Nigel, keep an eye on them, and we'll keep an eye on the action on the stream.
Eagle definitely didn't take tyres. There's no way. That was about 20 seconds, so obviously minimum 30 seconds to take tyres. Wheezy's still stationary and now underway.
So I think that's Riggsy coming in now, I believe. Oh, no, Riggsy's on the screen. I saw another... Oh, JJ Penguin, he's in. All right, JJ's in. I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw a GRT Mercedes, and it is that man there. So he's making his first stop. Let's see where a River is. He's coming through Ravazza. Just let us know how long that JJ Penguin stop is. So River's going to come through. And
yeah, so River with the shortest stop so far from these boys, stopping at about halfway. We're a little over halfway.
Yep. And then Ty Morgo, he's going to come through now as well. Adman just in the background, but he's a further down. He's down in P15. So
JJ's taking tyres, and he should be underway any second now. 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, not yet. No. So K-Man's coming through. So he's dropped down a couple of positions.
I'd say JJ would have taken a bit of damage repair as well in that stop.
Yeah.
So it's all happening.
Let's see if Brenticles is going to be able to slip past JJ as he makes his way out of the pits. And he does. So looks like JJ is going to come out in P8. So from the lead into P8.
Have to shout out to Bounty. Bounty in the ICR, gorgeous looking Bentley leads here at Imola.
There we go. Let's give him some shine. Now, Paul Ince has pointed out we didn't get the lap in before 9, so let's do a lap with Bounty. He's about to come through Ravazza now. He's in the lead. Yep. Now he better not pit because we're gonna give him some shine.
He's gonna pit. Yeah, he's gonna pit.
maybe we're just not supposed to do an onboard lap. No, he's going in. He's staying out. All right. Let's do an onboard lap. Let's do one full lap of Imola. Let's watch Bounty in the ICR Bentley do his thing, and we'll see if we can get all the way through it. So there he goes. He's coming into the pits now. All right, absolutely perfect timing, Bounty. Thank you very much for doing that for us. So lap 29, he's coming in. All right, so he makes his stop now. He's in P2. So let's see where Vic Chan, he's going to come through. I think Ty Morgo, he's coming through Ravatsa now as well. So we'll just see how many spots he might drop. I'd say probably down. Where's JJ? He's just coming through Alta right about now. He's got Aaron right behind him as well.
Yeah.
Alright, so Bounty still stationary. So he's going to drop a few spots. But in the meantime, a river runs of Vic Chan. Vic Chan's 12.5 seconds behind a river now. So that's, he pitted in front of him, but he's come out in P2. And he's 12.5 seconds. So a river took a very short pit stop compared to Vic. That's going to be interesting.
Oh. Bounty coming out behind JJ and Aaron.
Yeah. Fly is just coming along the front straight now. He can see him in front of him. So obviously until his tyres get back up to pressure. Funnily enough though, Nige, I've noticed the track temperature going down even though the sun is coming out. So...
Yeah. So there will be a time progression for this race. I think it's at 2 or 3, maybe even 4 times. So it'll be going down, and it's only because the wind has obviously blown the clouds away, as you said earlier, that we've got the track bathed in sunlight once more. But we will continue to lose light and temperature out of the track. River's in.
Oh, here we go. So he's making his second stop. So we've got 35 minutes remaining. Where is Vic Chan? So Vic, he goes into the lead through there. Have a look at this man, Ty Morgo, P&L. He moves up a spot as well. K-Man is having an absolutely cracking race. Started P12. He's up there legit P4. So he's made his first stop as well. A river, he's still stationary. I'd say he's going to probably be stationary for a little while there. JJ just coming through Ravatsa 1, now through Ravatsa 2, which is 18 for people counting the turns at home. Aaron ducks into the pits now as well.
River definitely taking tyres. It should be underway any second now.
Yeah, he just dropped. Yep. So Aaron, he's making his way in. All right, keep on. Yeah. Go for it.
Bounty got back ahead of Bounty into Tamburello, so he has stayed out back ahead of River, but Vic leads. So this is where Vic absolutely needs to be hitting the lap times. I think he would have been a little bit confused about how much of a lead River had after that first set of stops. So River has a lead over Eagle. Aaron still yet to exit the pits, and then Wheezy, Brenticles, Barters, Addy, Riggsy and Cart, all the boys who have completed both their stops. 34 minutes left.
Yep. So this is starting to shape up.
Vic's in.
Here we go. So there's Vic grabbing once he's stationary. So Ty, he's going to come into as well. So Ty responds. All right, where are you, Ty Morgo, on my pit stops? There you are. So that's his second stop, 30 laps later. He pitted on lap 1, so Vic is almost stationary. So K-Man's responding as well. So K-Man makes his stop. What about JJ? What's he going to do? Will he respond as well? It's this is really exciting. JJ is going to continue on. So he'll go
underway already. So a very short second stop for Vic. Maybe I completely missed the plot, and Vic did take tyres at his first stop, but JJ takes the lead with a 43.1 lap time.
I think Bounty is going to come out. Oh, sorry.
Bounty's ahead.
And Fly.
Yep.
Fly sneaks through as well.
Yep.
Nice. And then Ty's underway now. K-Man, he's still stationary. So Bruce has gone through long ago. What about a River Runs? A River's just coming through. Yeah, he's gone well through. So K-Man's going to drop down a few positions. Here's Eagle Wind, and that looks like one of his teammates. So it's a lapped car. All right, so that's not for position. I couldn't see them on the timing screen. But K-Man's still stationary, so that's a long stop for him, and he's about to get underway now. All right. So this is the timing screen was confusing me. Okay, so Eagle Wind and Ty Morgo, they're down in P7 and 8. They've both made their second stop, so they're all done. They have JJ, Bounty, Fly, and Bruise all in front of them right now. So
Bruise yet to make his second stop. The front three.
Yeah.
So I guess what's surprising is that Vic has such a big lead over River. I'm not convinced that Vic took tyres. I could easily be wrong, and if he did, he would have taken them at the first stop, but it didn't look to me like that was 30 seconds for Vic's first stop, but River definitely took tyres.
Yeah. Alright, well, so we'll have to wait now for Jojo when he decides to pit Bounty and Fly. They're the top three. Fly, I think this would be one of his best...
Absolutely.
Yeah, so...
And he's all over the back of Bounty, heading into Tamburello. He's going to be very, very close by the time they get to the braking zones. Here he goes. Got him. Oh,
nice.
He's gone deep.
Oh, no!
He's off. So that's Vic coming through. Needs to be careful. Yeah, Fly, impeccable as ever. So pushing hard and just running a little wide onto the beach.
Well, Fly's best finishing position for the season, I think, was 11th. He's done that once. That was Barcelona round 3. So he's right up there. He's having a cracking result. I think that was Riggsy just getting out of the way at Tosa.
Yeah,
looks
absolutely.
like. Yeah.
Yeah. So awesome driving yet again from the Pro boys. They have really hit their stride this season. There were some troubles in round 1 off the line, but the racing really has been impeccable from these guys. Yeah,
it's high quality, high class stuff, and it's been like this the majority of the season, at least while I've been commentating anyway. This is Vic. So he's got his teammate Bounty in front of him. Bounty's almost gone around at Alta.
They all got distracted. Vic ran wide on the exit, and then as did Fly, who got a bit of air on the sausages. So, and Fly's gone deep into first Ravazza, and Bounty's going to get back past him, but Fly had to take avoiding action to take out Vic then. So, good job from Fly.
And he's coming into the pits. He's like, I'm done here. I'm getting out of here. I'm just going to get out while the going's good. So he's going to make his second stop. Didn't catch when he went in for his first one, but that'll be the second one done. So we'll just be waiting on JJ, who's well in front now. He's coming through Villeneuve. So he's got a little bit of a gap between him and Vic Chan. And then, obviously, Bounty and Bruise, they still need to stop. He'll be keeping one eye on a River Runs. So, Vic just coming through Villeneuve now. This is a River Runs. He's not far behind Vic at all. And 4.65. That's a drive-through penalty for Aaron in the Bentley for Selby Acoustics Racing. So, no good for him. But this is shaping up to be an absolutely cracking finish, Nige. See... what's going to happen between Vic at River Runs and JJ, where he can insert himself in there as well. Plus, we've got the P&L boys of Eagle Wind and Ty Morgo in P6 and 7. They're going to have a say in proceedings as well. So the podium's not sorted out by any stretch of the imagination.
Not even close.
Yeah.
River with the fastest lap of the race last time by, 42 flat.
Wow. All right.
This is really shaping up. Something special that it was a 44.7 last lap from Vic, so I think Vic has risked it and staying out, maybe even on the same set of tyres. I don't know. I think I might have just confused myself on the strategy, because it would be a huge gamble not to take tyres considering that there's 28 minutes left.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Well, look, to your defence, Nige, it's pretty bloody hard to work it out when we're talking when there's no pit, animation or anything like that, and there's nothing to indicate that, people have taken tyres and stuff like that. So we're left to guess a little bit. I think you've done a pretty good job of it anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much. All right, but as you pointed out, less than half an hour to go. So we've gone 62.5 minutes. But it's JJ Penguin who's leading out in front from Vic Chan, Bounty, Bruise and River. Then it's Eagle Wind, Ty Morgo, Wheezy Western, Brenchicles and Fly. So P&L, P6, 7 and 8. And look at those ICR boys, mate. P2, P3. And GRT. So some heavy hitters up the front there. But P&L will be looking to try and get that trio as high up as possible to have a say in the team's championship as we wrap up season 4 here.
Yeah, P&L, P6, 7, 8 and 9 with 3 cars ahead of them yet to make their final stop. So we've already had Slambo and Brett disconnect for BHR. So this could be a nice little point swing for the Banana Benders tonight. And that's exactly what Ty and those boys need. And then you never know. A few more disconnects from the BHR boys next week, and you never know what'll happen.
Okay, so River's got Bruise up ahead of him. This is 4th position. Bruise needs to make his second stop, though, as he comes into the pit. So does Bounty. So the 2 Bs. Bounty.
That is a huge relief for River. Sorry, Nick.
That
is exactly what River needed then.
Yeah, he just gets a free kick, pretty much. That's, perfect for him. All right,
River now 6 seconds back of Vic. 26 minutes left. JJ still leads. Now we know that it's going to be a very, very short second stop for JJ. But I still don't know where he's going to come out.
Well, Nige.
It's going to be really close for P3.
Nige, so Burrow Dog's just put it in the chat that you are right. He just checked Vic's stream and he did not take tyres. So there you go. Once again, how good are our viewers, Nige? How good are they?
Thanks, Buzzer.
Yeah.
Legend.
All right. So didn't take tyres.
That's what we want.
Thank you
Crowd involvement, dude.
Yeah, killing it. So those guys have been awesome tonight. So thank you very much. But this is shaping up. So 5.7 seconds is the gap between the Ferrari of River Runs and Vic Chan. We see him in the foreground there. That is, I think that might be Riggsy for GRT, that Mercedes just in front of him there. And then JJ Penguin. So where is he? He's just coming around Revarta 2 now. What are we thinking? When's going to be the optimal time for him to pit, you reckon, Nige?
Oh, look, it'll all just depend on when he'll actually need to take fuel. And JJ's been in a really good rhythm since that stop of his. So JJ's just done his fastest lap of the race, a 42.5. So he will be trying to just keep this rhythm going as long as he can until he absolutely needs that last little splash and dash. 24 minutes. This is looking good for JJ.
Yeah, he's in a good position right now. Obviously P1, but in terms of just the overall perspective of the race, he's looking good, and I think he deserves a good result because this season has been a bit up and down. We talked about it earlier on. We won't talk about it anymore because if something happens, then we get the blame, Nige. So we'll all these people with their funny superstitions. JJ 42.5, Vic a 43.5, River a 43 flat. So Detective Burrow Dog is on the case.
Yeah, so that's exactly the information that I just looked up as well. So that's really interesting that JJ's half a second quicker, so that's going to allow him to be looking very good for P3. And it's interesting that River's only half a second quicker than Vic. So I would obviously expect River to close up on Vic, but if he's only doing it at 4 or 5 tenths a lap, that's going to leave it pretty close until the end of the race. So it is not over.
No, there's 23 minutes left as well. And for these drivers who will have put in, close to an hour's practice before it started, and we've been going over an hour now in this race. So that's 2 hours, still 23, just under 23 minutes to go. That 23 minutes can seem like a fair while. So this is where fatigue starts to play a little bit of a part. I talked about it earlier on. Most people will have worked. You don't know. A lot of guys do, laborious jobs. So not just sitting behind a desk all day. Nothing that there's anything wrong with that. I sit behind a desk. Still the mental stamina as well as when it comes into it. In the meantime, also nothing wrong with sitting behind a desk or doing either. As long as you're working, earning money, it's the main thing. K-Man, he's behind Bruce. He's down there in P11. He started P12. He was running right up there as well. So he died. He's turned it around at Ravazza. Ravazza won. It's a horrible camera angle. He's spun it around. Not that that
was unfortunate for K-Man. He obviously had the Bentley really strong on the brakes into Ravazza, and he had stayed the inside line to try and take avoidance action, and he did the right thing. He made contact, but Bruce kept it going. Just a little bit of contact, so no harm, no foul, play on.
Alright, so he's going to continue on. K-Man, I think he did a couple of little 360s there. Footner saying River made up a second on the last lap. He's 3.4 behind Vic Chan in P3.
Yep. And JJ pulling out time on the both of them, the lead up to 13.5 seconds. So I'd say that JJ should be looking sweet for P3, but I think it's still going to be close between JJ, Eagle and Ty. But River, yes, as expected, now making good pace on those fresh boots.
So River can visually see Vic in front of him now. So he's got that carrot dangling right in front of him. JJ Penguin, he's out in front. He's just coming through Tosa. So let's just get a visual. He's just gone through Tosa. Vic Chan, he's just coming through Villeneuve now. And then you've got River. He's right behind him as well. Just want to point out also, it's completely off topic, Paul Ince, who once received a trophy for being the loudest dad at a BMX carnival. That's quite astounding, Paul Ince. Just off topic, but I saw it in the chat. I thought I'd mention it while I saw it. So, you know what, Paul Ince, if you're cheering on your son or whoever it was, bloody good on you, mate. That's awesome. That's good parenting. So, all right, back to the racing though. Barters, he's got Fly in front of him. So Fly's looking to make his best finish. I think P11, was his best in Spain. So he'll be wanting to try and hold on to that position. In the meantime, Barters, though, he's had a couple of good finishes. Second in race 2 at Snetterton and third at Donington. So he liked the British DLC pack. He'll be looking to see how far up he can get that Selby Acoustics Racing Lamborghini. Almost called him a Slamborghini, but we lost Slambo, unfortunately. So it would have been good to see him in the mix as well. And Brett Want was the other one that we lost. So 2 BHR drivers out of it, and as someone pointed out in the chat earlier on, that could open up the team's championship. 2 seconds now between a River Runs and Vic. He's got a Selby Acoustics Racing Bentley tucked in behind him that he's lapped, but he just can't seem to shake right now. I'm not too sure who that is.
Yeah, that's Ad Man.
Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah.
So we know how strong Aaron is on the brakes, and we know that Vic is now on tyres. So this is a gutsy move from Vic, and I wonder if right about now he might be regretting his choice.
There it is.
10.5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Aaron's going to let River go as they work their way up the hill to the Piratella, but probably an onboard shot with River right about now might not be a bad thing to do.
Yeah. Well, Piratella was actually named after, there's a church not far from that corner. And I think that might be Vic's only chance to pray to see if he can keep a River Runs in front of him. Because you can see the onboard now, he is absolutely chasing him down hand over fist. And with more than, with just 18 minutes to go, He is well positioned to get past that ICR McLaren of Vic Chan and look good for a possible race victory right now. It's looking good for him. JJ Penguin obviously in the lead right now, but he's got one more stop to make as he does a 1:43 flat on that previous lap.
Okay, a little slower from JJ that time. 42.1 on Rivers' last lap. What is this one going to be? But it looks like it's a 42.4,
Yep.
so yeah, Rivers lapping about a second a lap on average quicker than Vic right now. 41 laps already in the bag, and let's see, that's cart number
Yep.
1 off on the beach through Tamburello exit as the leaders, not JJ, but the other leaders come through Villeneuve, and Rivers all over him. So this is going to be interesting. I think Vic's going to make this as difficult as he can for River, but I think the writing is on the wall.
I think so. The great Murray Walker used to say it's one thing to catch a car, but it's another thing to pass. So we'll see how wide Vic Chan can make that McLaren in front of a River runs. But as you can see, the visuals are telling you right now that River has plenty of pace in that Ferrari, and he'll be hungry to finish this season with another victory as well, which would actually be his third of the season. His worst finish was 17th at Snetterton in the reverse grid race, but he finished 7th in the first race there. So that was the only round that he didn't take a podium. All other rounds he finished third or higher, finishing on the top step twice. He'll be looking to see if he can make it 3 times tonight.
Yeah, and he's behind in points because of that Snetterton round, and he ran into troubles not through any fault of his own, but this might be his redemption. He's within a couple of tenths. He's got a really good run on Vic as they come across the line. The crowd wants the Ferrari to be in the lead. What's the McLaren going to do? Vic holds his line. So good racing from these boys.
Well, we saw it earlier as well with going through Tamburello, the move from Vic. So this might be a nice little bit of payback from a River if he can get it done through there. That'd be, I think that'd just be the cherry on the top of the cake for him. Or is he going to do it at Tosa? No, he isn't. I think he had a look. He's letting Vic know, I'm all over you right now. I'm right here. We've got
Eyes forward, Vic. Eyes forward.
Yeah, that's all he can do right now, isn't it?
Don't look in the mirror. He just needs to, if he keeps hitting his line, keeps hitting his markers, hits the apex, it's going to make it difficult for him because it's not an easy track to pass on. So this is a really good test for Vic, and River is in the perfect spot.
Yeah, he's sitting pretty at the moment. We've got just under 15 minutes remaining. It's 7 o'clock local time as he comes up right under brakes. Ooh, he just avoids the sausage curb at all costs then. He's just like, no, not today. So he might have lost a little bit of time there.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Because he won't want to make any sort of contact. These boys, they just know how to race, and they race super clean.
Yeah.
It's awesome to watch, and they both want to win clean. You
Yeah.
know, like if you're going to make the move on track, you absolutely want to do it clean. But a 43.1, 43.7 from River that time, so he's definitely lost out. 14 minutes left.
Yeah, well, he's got time on his side right now. So, as Cameron Footner says in the chat, that he's just going to observe, just see where he can make his run, and then he'll go for it. So he lost a little bit of time on that last lap, but he'll soon make that up again onto Vic. A little bit sort of untidy through Villeneuve, but nothing too ragged. He's right on it. And, yeah, Vic's going to have to do well if he wants to keep this man behind him for 13 and a half more minutes. In the meantime, JJ, he's still out there, so he's not pitted yet. So he's got one more stop to go.
And JJ's been continuously stretching the lead, so he's out to 16 seconds now ahead of these two. And it all comes down to how clean the laps are from Ty and Eagle. Eagle is 24 seconds back of River, so that means JJ's got 40 seconds over Eagle, and it's probably going to be very, very close. I imagine that JJ actually might come out behind Eagle and probably a little bit closer to Ty. I'm not exactly sure of the time from pit lane entry to exit. River's got to run on the exit of Ravazza 2. This is going to be close into Tamburello, this time by 12.5 minutes.
All right, I think he wants to do it through Tamburello. This is where we saw Vic pick him up earlier during the race. It's getting close. He just needs to keep that composure now, doesn't he? Just keep it nice and tidy. Time is still on his side.
That was so gutsy from Vic. He held the racing line. It was like, if you're going to go, you're going to have to go deep to get it done. So River actually lost out a little bit through Tamburello that time, and he's closed it back up through Villeneuve into Tosa. I don't think Vic has hit the apex of Tosa the last 5 times through there.
So there's going to be pressure on both of these drivers. Pressure on Vic to keep him behind, but then pressure on a River to make the pass, because we're down to 11.5 minutes. It feels like just a minute ago that we're saying 23 minutes left, but that past 12 minutes has absolutely flown by. So every minute that ticks over, just the pressure gets turned up a little bit by a little bit by a little bit. And there's a River. He's tucked right in behind Vic. I was wondering where he was for a second there. So the pressure will mount on both drivers. He's going to see who can minimise the mistakes and who can maximise the effort. Let's see as they come into Ravazza again. Down the hill, hard on the brakes. Nice and clean from both of them again. Let's see if River can get a run on the McLaren. Here we go again.
Vic got a good exit that time out of Ravazza.
So sun in full effect right now. So it is shining bright. The times were very close there too. A 43.2 and a 43.4 I think it was, or a 5. So it was very close. So similar times right now as the clock is about to tick over to the final 10 minutes of this one. This is an epic battle until the end. Yes, JJ is still out there. This is the action we want to see on the track. I don't know what's happening with everyone else everywhere, but I think this is who people want to see. This is for the lead. This is going to have championship implications to it as well. So it's all to play for in the final 10 minutes of round 9 of season 4. It's the Race on Oz Enduro. River gets just a couple of wheels on the grass there as he makes his way through Piratella.
Whoever wins this tonight is going to really earn it. This is incredible action.
These boys would both be sweating bullets right now.
River's got the TC at 5 and 5. Oh, and he's had to take the action.
That's the mistake we talked about.
That's it. That's exactly what Vic wants. He just needs to hit his marks and make life very, very difficult for River.
Well, all of a sudden, time is not on his side because we're about to tick over to 9 minutes remaining. So time is going to start to go a little bit faster for that man in the green Ferrari. And he's got that orange McLaren just up ahead with a little bit of breathing room for Vic Chan. So can he take an epic victory this would be from Vic? Or is River going to be able to recompose himself and have another go? Time is running out though. So it's going to, pressure is mounting on him and a little bit of relief for Vic. What's this? Paul Ince. Hate to be Debbie Downer, but I think River had to win by 7 places to take the championship. Why did you say that, Paul Ince? Why did I not read it before I said it out aloud? But anyway, it's an epic finish anyway. We'll pretend that Paul Ince didn't say that.
Incy keeping it real.
Yeah. shouting at kids at BMX carnivals.
Meanwhile, Bruce, Bounty, Barters, and K-Man.
Where are they?
8, 9, 10th, and 11th, and they're all within a couple of seconds of each other. So those guys are having a great race.
All right, let's have a look. So, we're still waiting on JJ though. That's the last domino to fall. I won't read out what Cameron Footen just said then. I should have probably not read out what Incy said. So Rivers closed up again though. So Rivers made up a bit of ground. It says it's 1.2 seconds, 7.5 minutes remaining. Let's see. He's got through again. So this has been a classic battle between these two. It's been some great some defensive driving from Vic Chan as well. You said earlier, forcing River, if he's going to make it, he had to commit 100% to making the pass. So Vic's going to make him earn it. They come over, can tick another lap over. That's 47 for the night. That's a lot of laps around this circuit. It was, when it was designed back in 1950, Enzo Ferrari, he was on site. He said, I want to have my own little mini version of the Nordschleifer. So a lot of the undulations in this circuit are attributed to that man. Passed away.
Nice.
I think he called it, it was originally Autodromo Dino Ferrari circuit in honor of his son who died of leukemia. And then in
That was a really sad story. Dino was only Alfredo, aka Dino. He was only 24 years old
really
when he
young.
passed away. That was very, very sad.
Yep. I've got a friend who passed away of leukemia, and it's when you're a bit older, that age, it takes you pretty quick, unfortunately. So, and then Enzo died in 1988, so they added the Enzo Dino Autodromo Imola or whatever it is now. So a little bit of history there. Here we go, River though. Can he make history? Can he take?
Yeah, they're certainly adding to the history of this circuit.
Yes.
This is the best battle we've seen all season. This is awesome from these two. Meanwhile, JJ continues on, stretching his lead.
Yeah, so where's he? He's about to come across the line now. So he's not pitting on this lap. Is he going to leave it to the absolute the last minute? Literally and figuratively. Let's see. In the meantime, though, here goes River runs. Can he get a bit of a tow from that McLaren as they cross the line for one more time? I don't know if he's going to be close enough to have a go in Tamburello. Named after the sport Tamburello. I actually watched a bit of Tamburello on YouTube. It's a mix between squash and tennis. Apparently it's pretty big in Italy. So there was a Tamburello field that was close by to Tamburello Corner, so they called it Tamburello.
And of course, it was a flat-out left-hander, very, very bumpy. So back in the old days, the exit of Ravata to the run all the way down to Tosa was basically one continuous winding snake. That must have been absolutely... you just can't imagine what that would have been like back in the old days when basically safety didn't even exist.
Yeah. Would have been... Oh, here we go! Oh, and he's got the Aston Martin in the way there. Kart number one gets out of the way. Vic's going to go defensive.
He's going to have to brake early. He's going to want to line him up on the exit, get him into Tosa. Oh, Vic got a good exit. So this is incredible.
4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Could JJ finish the race exiting the pit lane? That's a good question from Sir Mix-a-Lot Margarita. I don't know. Nige, can you answer that question? Can you finish?
Can you cross the finish line in the pits?
Yeah.
Oh, who knows?
I think that was something like that happened in Magny-Cours one year, didn't it? With Schumacher, you finished in the pits, serving a penalty.
And then they threw him out.
Yeah. Here we go. Arriva into Tamburello one more time.
He's all over him. This is fantastic.
Wow, so less than 3.5 minutes. He's as close as he has been for the last few minutes after he made that little mistake into Alta. So he's managed to claw his way all the way back right on the rear wing of that McLaren, which he'd be very familiar with by now. So come out of Tosa. They climb the hill up to Piratella. And they plunge. Oh, he hit the little sausage curd there. He made another mistake there at River Runs, so he's pushing hard.
Yeah. Yeah, River's playing with his lines now in order to carry speed and stay as close as he can, but there's only going to be 2 more laps after this one.
This has been an absolutely titanic struggle between pretty much the 2 class drivers of this season. River Runs and Vic Chan have been, the cream has certainly risen tonight. They have been the cream of the field, the cream of the crop, you could even say. If there's any...
JJ Pitts.
Here we go. Let's have a quick look. So he's in there. Vic and a River. They'll come screaming past the pits. So we'll see where JJ's going to filter out. But there's probably about 2 laps left of this one, judging on current pace. Where's Eagle Wind? So he's just coming down the hill to Ravazza. JJ still stationary. So can Eagle Wind... Oh, here goes. JJ's underway. He's coming through Ravazza 1. This might be close. I think JJ might have done enough here. Just about to come out of the pits. Here's Eagle Wind. We'll get back to River and Vic. Yeah, they're still going at it. But I think JJ's done it.
Yeah, looking very good for JJ. He has done it.
Yeah.
He's done it quite easily. So that real consistency from JJ after he took tyres was a really good way to just cement P3 for him tonight. River with a run on Vic through Piratella down into Aqua Minerale for the penultimate time.
Oh, he's run
wide.
Yeah. Oh, he's run really wide there through the second part of it. What an effort from Vic Chan. This has been phenomenal to keep a River behind him. A River's been searching for every which way to get through. He's made a couple of mistakes in doing so. And now Vic's probably got the biggest gap he's had in the last 15 minutes or so.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a bit of breathing room over River now. In the meanwhile, JJ Penguin, he's done that pretty well. Yeah, so Eagle Wind, there's a fair gap between him and JJ Penguin. So once they go around the next time, that will be the final lap. So they will get the... Klaus will let him know.
Out.
Yeah, there we go.
And
So,
River's 1.2 seconds back, so Vic has just got to hit his markers and he's going to win the title in glorious fashion.
I can't wait to speak to these two boys after the race, and JJ as well. It's going to be a very interesting interview. We'll see. Vic's been vindicated by his decision. We'll have to see how River went, what his inputs were into it as well, and just we'll ask him about the little mistakes that he made that are essentially going to potentially cost him this race win. It's yeah, and Vic putting pressure on, just being in front of him has been a phenomenal effort from him all race for ICR. And Bruce, BHR, they're only going to have one driver finish in the top 10 by the looks of it. So, and P&L are going to have 3 drivers at least. 4 drivers.
5, 6 and 7 from P&L, so it's an awesome result for the P&L boys tonight.
So they
Up
will
to the Variante Alta.
Oh,
This is River's last chance, I reckon, into Ravazza. He's going to need a run through here.
no, he doesn't have it.
I don't think he's close enough.
So they're going to go into down the hill into Ravazza one last time. This is it for River Runs. Can he make a last-ditch attempt, or is the Bionic Man, as he's known as, Vic Chan, going to be able to hold him off? They come through Ravazza 2. He gets a little bit on the dirt, but it looks like it's going to be Vic Chan who's going to take Season 4, Round 9, the Enduro. He's going to take out the race win. Well done to Vic Chan. That was a classic, absolutely massive battle between those two. Congratulations to Vic. A River coming home in P2. And this man here, JJ Penguin, I think it's only fitting that he's going to finish the season with a podium. A very, very well-deserved. He's had a mixed season, but it'd be great for him to finish off on a very positive note for GRT. He comes home to take the final podium position, P3. Well done to JJ Penguin. The P&L boys, they're a little bit of formation flying here at the end. Something I'm not too sure
Nice.
Look at
Nice.
this.
That's very cool.
This is cool. So this is Eagle Win, Ty Morgo and Wheezy Weston. They're well ahead of their other teammate Brenticles. He's just about to come in and join the party. Cart number one.
K-Man off. Oh, that was awesome. K-Man and Bounty was so close coming into Ravata, and K-Man was dead set determined to go the opposite side, whatever Bounty went. And of course, Bounty went to defend. K-Man wanted to go to the outside, and he just unfortunately unbalanced the Bentley, and he's looped it on the last lap. But Barter's crossing the line backwards in the Lambo. That's classy. Oh, what an awesome race from these boys tonight.
That was a cracker. And then Adman's going to come home P13. So a little bit of excitement. I was watching the formation finishing from the P&L boys there. But cracking race. Tell you what, 90 minutes of Imola, it certainly did not feel like 90 minutes. It feels like that race has gone by in the blink of an eye. But an absolutely phenomenal effort from Vic Chan. Congratulations to him, River and JJ Penguin. Stick around. We've got the post-race interviews. Nige, are you going to be able to organise them? What a legend.
I'm on it right now, dude.
All right, so just finishing out. So Eagle Win, Ty Morgo, Wheezy Weston and Brenticles. So P&L 4, 5, 6 and 7. That's great for their team championship. ROOZ in P8, Bounty in P9, Barters in P10. That's the final 10. K-Man, he started at P12, he comes home P11. Fly in P12, so just missed out on his best finish. Adman P13. Then you've got Aaron, Riggsy, Cart number 1, Slambo, and Brett Mont. Both of those drivers disconnected early in the race. But that is round 9. That's the final race for the Pro Series. We're going to do it all again next week. But in the meantime, let's see if we can have a chat with our podium place getters.
They're still on their way. I'd say they're catching their breath and probably having a couple of laughs with each other. They're very good mates, River and Vic, and so to see them battle so intensely. Of course, former teammates at BHR. Yeah, it's awesome for these boys.
Well, that would be an absolutely... That's a dream team, isn't it? I think we've got a River. Do you want to do the interviews, Nige? You can ask the questions.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. River, how's it going, dude? Mate, we'll need you to bump your volume on your mic so we can hear you a bit better.
How's that?
Yeah, perfect. Mate, congrats on an awesome race tonight. How was that for you?
Yeah, that was so hard. It was super fast, and yeah, when I came back at him at the end there with the fresh tyres, he was cool, and every time out of the last turn, he just didn't make a mistake.
Right, you figured that was your best run into Tamburello each time?
Yeah, Ferrari's really struggling in the aero wash. So, coming through the chicanes, I felt like I was quite unstable, and I was tentative to get the power down out of them.
Yeah, right. And of course, you had a very short first stop and took tyres at your second stop. Would you have done anything differently in hindsight now?
Probably not. I think for me in the Ferrari, the changing temperatures throughout the race, I probably wouldn't have been too happy on the one set, even if they weren't generally too warm. But obviously, with the temperature going really low,
Yeah.
probably a struggle.
Yep. No, it's completely understandable. I think I don't know if anyone actually expected anyone to do a no tyre stop tonight, but River, congrats on tonight and the whole season. You've certainly put on a spectacular show for everyone.
Cheers, Nige, and I want to shout out Vic as well. Huge congratulations on the win of the championship as well. Thoroughly deserves it. I think, after last season, everything he does for the community, well-deserved champion, mate. Well done.
Yeah,
Thanks,
well spoken.
Yep, well said, River. That's Absolutely true, everything you've said. So, Vic, congratulations tonight on the win and, of course, the driver's title.
Hey guys, thanks. Yeah, that was a tough race. So I'm glad to finally get a title under my belt now. River definitely put the pressure on at the end there. I was sweating.
I bet you were.
I just knew that if I nailed the last chicane and the last corner, he wouldn't be able to pass because it's so hard to gain speed through that double chicane, that last chicane.
Yeah. What were you? Oh, sorry. Go Nige. Go Nige.
Vic, I just wanted to ask you: was that your strategy from the get-go tonight, or did because you seem to take quite a bit of fuel at your first stop? Did you change the strat on the fly?
No, I was planning to do a no tyre change. My first pit stop, I actually overshot my box, so it took an extra 5 seconds or so to get going.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. No,
Yeah,
that's incredible.
It turned out alright.
Yeah, absolutely it did, and executed it beautifully. Nick, you got any questions for our new champ?
Yeah, I was gonna say firstly, congratulations. That was absolutely epic race. What were you thinking when you had River behind you? Because I think you had to keep him. He was right up behind you for about a good 20 plus minutes. So we were talking that River had time on his side, but then as those minutes kept on ticking by, and then he made a couple of mistakes. What were you thinking while you were ahead?
Mate, I was thinking I picked too early for my last stop because I was in clean air, but then I figured I might as well get it done early so I don't have too cold tyres.
Yeah.
And then I was just trying to stay focused, and like I said, the last sector is just to keep it on track and get a good run out.
Yeah. And what were you focusing on in particular? Like, where does your focus go? Do you just go? Are you thinking, in the moment, I'm hitting my lines, apexes, gear changes, and just sort of focusing on that, or do you go somewhere else?
No, I just focus on driving the car to the best of its ability with the worn tyres.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it would be hard to pass if I could just keep it on track and nail the apexes.
Yeah.
And exits.
Okay. Well, awesome, man. That's cool insight. So, yeah, once again, as Nige said, congratulations and epic race, and to keep, a River behind you for that long was absolutely phenomenal effort. So well done.
Yeah, it was tough. I'd also like to shout out to JJ and the whole ROOZ team, and Nige, team captain. And pretty much all the team captains, really. They do a good job. Just like to thank all of yous.
Well, we'd like to thank you, Vic, for the phenomenal entertainment you've given us, and everything that you do for the community as well. You've got your own little channel in the Discord now for Vic's setups, and helping everyone else with their setups as well. So, I think the feeling's mutual from everyone as well.
Cheers. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks, mate.
And everyone.
Guys, thanks so much for stopping by. Let's go over to JJ. How you going, dude?
Hey lads, it's pretty tiring, that one.
That was well, we said that in the chat on the stream, people were saying that you needed a little bit of luck tonight. You deserved some luck, not that you needed it, you deserved it.
We might just want to hold up on that talk moment, I think.
Oh, okay. well, let's talk about tonight then. Started P3.
Firstly, I just want to congratulate Vic. Welcome to the the list of blokes that have won the championship here in Pro. So, mate, it's been outstanding performance this season, and I mean, I was watching the time and seeing how close you and River were for this race, and that would have been bloody hard work from you lot. I was just chilling out, putting laps
thanks,
in, and
JJ.
it's a phenomenal season, and River, unlucky, mate. Another awesome season, and you guys just had too much pace, especially early in this race. All through the season, you guys have been a class above everyone else, and you showed it again tonight. Nick, thank you for your broadcasts and all the effort you've put in with this. Thank you, Nige, for joining him in the comm box and the season that we've had. Thank you to all the captains, Nige, Ty, Burrow, K-Man, and Gaz, and to all the Roozers. This has been a bloody awesome season, and it's good to get to the end of it. But we're not putting our feet up. So we've got a race next week, and then we're going to get stuck into prep for the next season, sort out the rules and regs, and move on from there.
Cool. Exciting times.
Yeah, good stuff, JJ. Mate, great to see you back on the sharp end tonight and on the podium for the season finale. And on behalf of everyone in the community, we wouldn't be here without you, dude. So thank you so much.
Thank you, and we'll just hold up on the podium talk at the stage.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for joining us post-race. We can wrap it up, Nige, I guess. I personally... Sorry, I was going to say, I'd personally like to thank JJ for the opportunity to commentate as well. It came through extenuating circumstances, and it was quite fortunate for me, and I've enjoyed every second of it. The racing is absolutely phenomenal. The quality of the racing, the quality of the people in the league as well. Everyone's been absolutely phenomenal. I've enjoyed every second of it. So big thanks to JJ. He does so much stuff behind the scenes. Nige, thanks to you. Also, Juzzy, shout out to Juzzy, who I started commentating with. I hope he's doing well at his new gig that he's got there. But yeah, thanks to everyone. It's been awesome feedback, and loved every second of it. So looking forward to next season.
Thank you too, Nick. Thanks for the streams.
No worries. My pleasure.
Well said, Vic. It's been an awesome transition since you've taken over the streams and the broadcast, and it's been a pleasure to call the action with you. And the good news is we've got one more next week, so
Yes.
look forward to that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll see you in the chat, Vic. You're like a super fan. You and Paul Ince, always in the chat. So look forward to seeing you next week.
Yep, for sure.
Cool. All right. Well, that is where we'll be next week. Same time, same place. We're going to do it all again. Last time for season 9. It's going to be the Pro-Am drive. It's going to be Footner versus Kart Dude one more time. Who's going to take it out? We're just going to have to wait and see next week. But until then, take care of yourself. Stay safe. My name's Nick.